Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. And we are taking something special around the Green Hell today. It may not be the fastest, but boy oh boy, is it pumped up on steroids. That little shell of a car you can see under all that muscle. It's just for old people to go and pick up their grocery, turned into... It spent some time at the gym, took some steroids and turned into a beast of the 80s. So today we're looking at the Renault R5 Turbo 1980. Beast, what a beast. So made by Renault, it's a 1980 road car and manufactured in France. The engine code is Clio Fonte C6J. It's a turbocharged 1.4 litre inline 4 that's capable of 159 brake horsepower and has got a 5-speed gearbox. It's mid-engined with a rear-wheel drive and it weighs in at 2,138 pounds or 970 kilograms, rather slim. The top speed in this car is 136 miles per hour. And the performance points in Gran Turismo 5 and 6 were 388, whereas in GT7 it's in 405.25 performance points. The length of this car is 3.665 meters with a width of 1.750 meters and a height of 1.325 meters. The Renault R5 Turbo 80, Renault 5 Turbo 80 prior to GT6 is a road car produced by Renault. It appeared in Gran Turismo 4 and has been featured in all subsequent mainline games except Gran Turismo Sport. Extreme modifications to a front-wheel drive compact resulted in this midship monster born from a utility car. The Renault R5 Sync Turbo was the talk of the 1978 Paris Motor Show, where it was displayed with its body panels removed, while this first model was only a prototype for entry in the WRC. The vehicle came on the market in 1980. The R5 Turbo employed the same body shell as the normal Renault 5, but in order to more effectively transfer the turbo boosted power to the road, the original model's FF layout was scrapped in favour of a mid-engine setup, where the entire powertrain, including the engine, transmission and even the differential, sat on the top of the rear axle. The engine was a small water-cooled 1397cc OHV inline 4, but thanks to its Bosch K-Jetronic fuel injection, Garrett turbocharger and air-cooled intercooler, maximum power and torque were raised to 159.8 brake horsepower and 22.5 kgfm for a truly substantial boost in engine performance, representing a 1.5 times increase in power over the basic Renault 5 and a 3.3 times increase in torque. Of course, the chassis and body were also strengthened. The front and rear wings widened to fit the 5 Turbo's wider tyres, gave this car an irresistible visual impact. A big spoiler was also mounted on the top of the rear hatch, because why not, as well as a large air dam in front. As a result of the extensive makeover, this 970 kilogram car was able to produce some astonishing performance figures. Maximum speed was 124.3 miles per hour with 0 to 400 meters times at 15 seconds and 0 to 1000 meters times at 28 seconds. Debuting at the 1980 WRC in Corsica, the R5 Turbo took its first victory the following year at Monte Carlo. After that, the R5 Turbo was a ferocious contender at numerous events, forever branding the Renault name into WRC history. the used cars says, the R5 Turbo was a brilliant star of the 1980s rally scene. These days it's rather common for teams to convert production models to a mid-engine layout, but in the 1980s this approach was still novel. True, the rear is a bit heavy and it can be a bit jittery at times, but just wait till you see it at the tarmac rally. That's where it really shines. Jesus, how many of these are there? We'll do them all, why not? It's a slow car, it's going to take a while to come round, we've got time. So Jeremy, he's got to say, Renault are a company who love to compete. They are involved in all sorts of motorsports, including F1 of course. Their rallying pedigree includes the Gordini and the Alpine from the 1970s and the 1980s. Though we're all about the R5 Turbo, one of its early drivers, Jean Rugnotti, mentioned that the car suffered from terrible handling at first. He also confessed that misjudgments on narrow roads would always cause the rear of the car to collide. This is because the rear of the R5 Turbo is wider than the front. It's interesting to hear that seasoned pros suffer from these kinds of problems as well. Oh my god, Kagurazaka has got something to say as well. Now this is crazy. What happened to the sweet little fiver I knew so well? Did they really have to sell its soul to the devil to make it excel at rally racing? You'll notice that it's a whole 20 centimeters wider, so that from behind it grins as wide as a Cheshire cat. And thanks to the rear-mounted engine, it now only seats 2. But wait, Daniel son, look closer, and aside from the bulging fenders and bumpers, yes, much of the original 5 is still there. Cheeks aside, it has the same old gentle face, making it more Clark Kent than Hulk. What kind of sorcery is this? The interior of the Turbo 1 features an ultra-modern Mario Bellini design. It wouldn't look out of place on the Paris runway. Oh dear, I think I've fallen for this crazy little 5. In fact, I'll take it. What I'd had. Right, that's Crazy Town. I'm never letting him talk again. Wow. So, Gran Turismo. Well, I'm not going to tell you where you buy it all. So it's in used cars in Gran Turismo 7 for 146,700 creds, baby. And that's it. That's all the information I've got for you. Right. Slow as it may be, it slaps at Green Hell. I tell you, I couldn't have more fun. No, it's barely lifting in some of the corners. It just committed. This car committed. This one is a committer. She is an absolute beast. I loved it. I really did. It was cracking fun, I've got to say. I mean, underpowered, but for its size and where its PP is, I don't know what its PP. I read in it 480 or something. So you know, not expecting a lot, but wow, this car going around Nürburgring, barely lifting. It was just a joy. It stuck. It handled it. It had no issues. I've got issues with the interior. The wheel, the steering wheel, was whack, bruv. The whack. It confused the hell out of me. I kept thinking it was the wrong way round. But I've heard at night time the dashboard looks amazing, but you haven't done it at night. But yeah, go get yourself. Oh dear, you ran out of luck there, bruv. Hey, what's going on? That is the Renault R5 Turbo 1980, and the next time it appears in the used cars, I say go and get one, because yeah, this one's fun just to go out there and let it go, let your soul loose. Cool. Handbrake. So there it is, Renault R5 Turbo 1980, 8th place in the PP500 category, and dead last overall out of all the cars we've taken so far. But dead last so far, I said that, didn't I? Yeah, because it's not. I think there's going to be slower cars than that. Yeah, it's on comfort mediums again. Tyres, this is again. Blows my mind what decisions they make when they sell you the tyre. This one's going to be on comfort softs, this one's going to be on comfort mediums, this one's going to be on sports hards. It's weird. It is weird. It really is. Let's have a look at that full table. I don't want to. Yeah, with the Subaru and the Ford Mustang at the top. So yeah, Renault. But look, excuse me. Look, the BMW and the Mercedes are both there with 466.70 and 467.16 performance points. That Renault R5 Turbo has only got 405.25 performance points. Can we say that's a huge jump off performance points from the two cars ahead of it? It did a 903.622. It's only 7 seconds slower than the M3, which I'm either thinking that I really did the M3 a disservice because it should be a lot closer to that Mercedes than it deserved, or it's only a little bit faster than the Renault R5 Turbo 1980. So I'm pleased with that. I reckon it's not a bad time for that little car. And although it is last so far, it's damn fun to drive. Go and get yourself one, and don't listen to me. Except it's a bit, if you're an in-car or a VR kind of person, yeah, the interior's a little bit over the top. The red, it's a lot of red. But other than that, it's beautiful. Don't forget to do all the things that YouTube like you to do. That's really what we're here for, to please YouTube, our overlords. So, you know, it's not a lot of effort just to press like. And if you know someone who likes Renaults, you could send them this. I'll say hi to them. Frank, all right, dude? Nigel, all right? Boss. Hey, yeah, just leave names out of it. I'll just say, yo, boss, heard you like Renaults? This video's just for you. There you go. It's customized for you. And what's the other things you do? Subscribe. Yeah, we do this as regular as we can. Not daily, as it turns out, because I missed yesterday. But we do it as regular as we can. And we have races to boot on top. And do you know how much the subscription is we charge? FA. Absolute FA. You pay FA for all this content. So subscribe. And if you want to be notified whenever we're doing this, I've got a special thing for you to do. You can touch my bell end. Right then. All's good. Tooroo. Peace and love. Peace and love.